that leads us into our next topic, the biggest question marks on the team. Clearly, the secondary is one of them. Cornerback, especially safety. What else on this team? Biggest question marks?
The most glaring has to be McCaffrey, right? The most glaring.
The running back position in general, man.
That too.
So critical.
Correndo looked good, but he got hurt like 3 times last year, maybe. Got hurt twice for sure. I think 3 times.
I like his ability as a receiver. They don't throw it to him very much, and as a running back, he's super boomer bust, and he gets hurt.
He looks awkward as a receiver because he's so kind of like stocky, so I don't see it. Yeah. But he was capable, especially in the Bears game. But it's because he's stocky. It's weird, and he's fast. Yeah. So it's like, damn, this guy's got a awkward build, but it's like it works because his
linebackers can't run with him up the field. They can't.
Oh no, they can't.
No,
but yeah. So yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, Corendo's also like if McCaffrey gets hurt, upcoming Corendo's like, well, you know what? Jordan James, like, okay, Jordan James was solid in college, but still, it's how much is.
I think he's important. I think he's important because McCaffrey and Guerrero are similar. They're both like dual threat receivers who get hurt. Like, who's the Jordan Mason? Who's gonna be the bruiser who kind of wears down a defense and gets the tough yards? It has to be him. That's what they drafted him to do. He was in the same backfield as Bucky Irving in college. Bucky Irving was great last year. I don't know if he's gonna be Bucky Irving, but they need him to be.
I don't know if he'll be that bruising type because the way Jordan Mason was built compared to him. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen him in person.
Jordan Mason's like 20 pounds bigger than him for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think more so. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get that. I think they got more like receiving, shape-shifting, finessing receivers.
He just needs to be tough and durable. Tough and durable. Not overpowering because he's not. He's 5'9", 205.
Well, they couldn't keep drafting those type of players. They did that with TDP, and that didn't work out. So at least if you drafted one. It's like we know someone who's like, sure, it's not necessarily it's a skill set we already have at the running back position, but let's just take good players. So I don't mind that. But yeah, you're right. Running back position is like very sketchy, but it really starts with, like I said, McCaffrey. You're like, oh yeah, but McCaffrey says he's fine, he's healthy, and Kyle Shanahan says he's as healthy as he can be. And it's like, yeah, remember when last year they said he was fine? Both of them, and he was going to play week 1 no matter what. How did that work out? So I feel like
if you want your quarterback to be efficient and have good numbers, an easy way to do that, look at Detroit, look at Tampa the last couple of years, like running backs you can throw the ball to. All of a sudden, you're completing 73% of your passes. I mean, Sean Payton showed that with Alvin Kamara and Reggie Bush and Darren Sproles years ago. I think that's what was missing with this offense last year. Everything was too hard. People weren't open. Throws were down the field. Like, the year before, there were a ton of first down throws, touchdown throws to running backs. Got to get back to that this year. And Jordan James has to contribute in that way as well. Get started at factormeals.com/Cohn50off and use code Cohn50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
He might default by have to because, like I said, McCaffrey, like, is he going to be healthy? That's always the number one if. Like, is he? I like, sure.
Is he great or is he just hanging on?
And then that's the second part. And that's the second part. Like, is he going to be healthy? How many games does he last for? What's he going to look? And then, okay, cool. Tell me like he's only going to miss 2 games. All right, cool. That's fine. Given that he's a running back battered at his age. Sure. 2 games. That sounds standard. Okay. But how's he going to look?
Here's the thing though. So in 2019, he had 403 carries. Touches in 2019, didn't go to the playoffs. Okay. Next year played 3 games. Year after that played 7. So that workload really cost him for 2 years. Then 2022 bounces back. Great player. 23, great player. But in 23, he had 339 plus 52 touches in addition. No, plus 78 touches. That's 2023. So 340 essentially plus 77. So again, that's more than 400. And then the following season, 4 games. So if history repeats itself, he'll play like 8 this year. I mean, not to be a downer, but he's done this before.
And I feel like
he's done this before.
I feel like predicting McCaffrey's injuries are like kind of easy too at this point because it's like 2023 was like the same thing. It's like, Kyle, why are you running up the score with McCaffrey? I know you want to get him his touchdown number, but it's like, think about the future, buddy. What are you doing, man?
It almost felt like Christian, like Christian was like, no. I'm getting the best extension I can get. I need every touchdown, every carry. I'm going to the negotiating table soon, and you're not taking me off the field. It seemed like someone probably should have saved him from himself.
Well, yeah, he legit was doing that because I think even Kyle Shanahan said that. Like, oh, there's no taking him. I think not only him, he said that. I think even Chris Forster might have said that. Like they all said, it's like, you guys are the head coaches. What do you mean? If you see a benefit, like, look, Christian, we're gonna remove 3 carries from you today. In the fourth quarter, if we're up 10-0, if we're up by 10 points at least with 6 minutes left to go, I'm giving that to Mason or something like that, like, or 14, because I get 10 points, you can still swing it hella easy off a turnover or something like that. But all right, 14, which they were in playing situations like that, and no, we're just gonna keep putting some mileage on you and then not take you to the shop to get fixed. It's all good.
You got to remember too that when they traded for McCaffrey, it was kind of a controversial move. Like, not everyone liked it. I didn't like it. A lot of people gave it like a C, C minus. And the main knock was, dude, this dude's injury prone. How can you count on him? He's been hurt all the time. So it was very important for Christian for those 2 years when he had no guaranteed money left on his deal. A lot of people talked about that with the deal too. Like, hey, there's not a lot of risk. There's no guaranteed money. He needed to show, no, I'm freaking durable. I'm a bell cow. You're not using me in some part-time role. Like, I'm here to prove a point over multiple. He did, but it cost him. It cost him.
And plus, making a trade like that for a running back, which at that point people had forgotten because it'd been like almost 3 years at that point. Like, he was more than a running back, but it's like, oh, you're just trading all this for a running back? Like, what? And like, especially because like they did have Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson is like nowhere near the same player, but like they were okay. But I know again, the offense was missing. Like, I think he was barely averaging like 3 yards a carry. He wasn't really popping off too hard. Yeah. And he just came back, I think. No, he didn't start all games, I don't think. Right? I think he came back. Remember, he did that.
They had just lost to Marcus Mariota and the Falcons. Like, that was very lost to Mariota. That sucks. So
Mariota, I think, he like completed 8 passes or something.
He was but he was like the offensive player of the week. That I think he like ran for 50 yards. I think he completed every throw or almost all of them.
I think he completed his first 8 throws, something like that. It was some weird stat, and like he just fell off after. But it's like, I remember that week people were like doubting the Falcons. I was like, hey, no, Falcons are scrappy, and then they won, and then
yeah, the Niners weren't at that point. Dangerous Dave's Jeeping says, love Salah, but are we honestly better? I'm worried.
Oh, they're better because it's a better coordinator, but to me, it's like, how much better? Because again, like I said with Jair Brown, it's like I seen him and other players like in position numerous times last year. These guys were just not making plays, and some of it's like misexecution, some of it's like they just don't have the right players, and it's just, how much can you do? And now he's got a bunch of rookies they're relying upon. Think about it. You're essentially relying upon 3 rookies on a defensive line, a 4th at linebacker, whether it's base or nickel, probably a 5th in the corner position, and maybe even a 6th at safety. So at the very least, you're relying upon what like 4 or 5 rookies on your defense. And then you got 2 to 3 other second-year players. That's a whole lot of youth you're relying upon. Like, these guys are going to mess up probably because not all of them are polished. They're going to be like on their P's and Q's. And that's one thing about Salah. He's similar to Shanahan, right? It's like, I'm very want my players to be coverage, discipline oriented, and what the scheme is, so you guys don't mess up. Because if you just do that, if you just follow things, we're going to be okay. We're not going to allow too many big plays. But it's like, no, these guys are going to mess up at some point because they're young and they're going to like have lapses or get a little crazy, or it's going to be out of Salah's control.
Yeah. I mean, what do you expect him to do? Like, turn them into veterans immediately? He can't do that. Josh Wyatt says, stop it. Purdy was a 4-year starter and program-changing player at Iowa State. He didn't come out of nowhere. He just has a noodle arm, and he's the same bad bet that got him a 7th-round grade 4 years ago. Yeah, he didn't come out. He's one of the more well-vetted quarterbacks of the last. 4-year starter in high school too. Everyone saw him, knew him, decided he wasn't good enough until now that he's the 7th highest paid player in football. That's incredible. What a story. Manhattan Johns is bigger.
His words, by the way, not our words that we were saying it. Like, he literally said that on the Plus One Boys. Like, yeah, I was late bloomer, other stuff in high school, and even in Iowa, like at the end, like no love until that. So,
it's funny too. Like, they talked a lot about college, Iowa State.
They did.
They're like Brocktober, man. He's like, man, I was 16-2 or 18-2 in October. It's an incredible stat. And then someone at the end was like, I think it was Will Compton. He's like, so what's your record in October in the NFL? He's like, I don't know that, honestly. I was like, I think you do. And I looked it up, 5-6. Brocktober. Manhattan Johnson's bigger positive impact on the Niners next year. Salah running the defense or the new commitment to special teams. Like, maybe we won't miss extra points in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl?
How cute.
I like that. Yeah, a commitment to special teams is nice, a commitment to it. The problem is that Jake Moody, there's a commitment to Jake Moody as well. Here's why I feel like Kyle Shanahan, if he's on the hot seat, I feel like Jake Moody is the indicator because he shouldn't be on this team. And the fact that he is makes me feel like Kyle's draft record in the first 3 rounds is so bad the last few years that he can't take another L internally. You know what I mean?
He's pretty much just taking another L. The kicker changed his
It's over.
kicking stance. And the way you awkwardly showed it last time we were on together, I was like, what is he doing? It looked like he's surfing, like he's hitting the
He's
surfboard.
going to show it on national television soon, and I can't wait for it. Dangerous Dave's Jeeping Trip says, I said don't trade for him, but was happy we got him. Who are we talking about? Christian. I said I didn't like it either.